Hello, today we're going to talk about section 14.2. This is page 1 and it's on measures of central tendency. So there are many different measures of central tendency, meaning where the data seems to center. Each one describes an average value. So the first definition is of the word mean, which you probably think of as average. And so how do we calculate the mean, which is written as x bar, or written with x with a bar over it and said x bar. This symbol here means sum. So we're going to add all the data values and then divide by the number of data values. So when you're asked what is the average between like two of your exam grades, and let's say one grade was a 50 and the other was 100, you add them together and divide by 2. Well, that's the same thing we're doing here. Okay, so if you're talking about a mean in the population, meaning all of the data, not just a sample, it's called mu. And it's this Greek letter mu. All right, let's try the problem. Find the mean for the following distribution. And there's our numbers. So what does the formula say? So first off, let's write that we're going to calculate the mean. And let's use the proper symbol. This is sample data, so we're going to use x bar. Okay, we're going to add all the data values. So we'll go ahead and write that this time. Add data values and divide by the number of data values. Okay, so it's equal to 8 plus 9 and so forth. 8 plus 9 plus 4 plus 2 plus 10 plus 5 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3. And then we have to divide by what here? Well, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we need to add them all up. Now, if you're using your calculator and you want to do it without adding the numerator, you would need parentheses. So I'm going to go ahead and add them though. So we get 8 plus 9 plus 4 plus 2 plus 10 plus 5 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3. And we get 49 divided by 9, which equals 5.44444. Okay, and that's x bar. Does it say where to round? No, we'll just go ahead and chop it off at one decimal place. So if we round, it would be 5.4. Okay, so that's our mean or our average. So when you look at the data, let's think about what that 5 means. Well, it's in the middle of the data. The highest data value is 10. The lowest data value is 2. 5.4 is somewhere in between there. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do, I'd like you to pause the video, go ahead and do your first classwork problem number 4, and then start the video again. Okay, so hopefully that went well. Let's go back to number 10 here. So 10 says, use the given graph to find the mean of the distribution. So let's think about what this means. The mean, again, is equal to x bar. And that means we're supposed to add up all the data values. So let's make sure we understand this chart. What is this chart saying? Well, the chart is saying that there are the data point 12. And how many times does the data point 12 occur? Well, it occurs 2 times. So we would have to say, to get this part of the data, we need to say 12 plus 12. Right here, 14, how many times does it occur? 3. So we'd want to add up 3 14s. And so forth. 15, 5 times. 18, 2 times. And 21, 6 times. Okay, so clearly I'm going to need more room than what I've got here if I do it this way. Okay, so let's start way over here. Let me make sure that you can see this. Let's start way over here. The mean is equal to x bar over n. Okay, add up all the data values, divide by the number of data values. So we said there were 2 12s. Then we said how many 14s? 3. How many 15s? 5. How many 18s? 2. And lastly, 6 21s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I get them all? Yep. Okay, so all of that divided by, how many are there? How many are there? 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 5 more is 10, plus 2 more is 18, plus 6 is 18 and 6 would be 24. Okay? Or just do that on your calculator if you don't feel comfortable doing it that way. I don't know that I did that right. 2 and 3 is 5. 5 and 5 is 10. 10 and 2 is 12. 12 and 6 is 18. Let's try that again. Okay, so maybe your calculator is the best way to go there. All right, so X bar. All right, so what do we get? Well, we've got to add up all those. Now, you might be thinking, why would we do it this way? Well, you really don't want to. You want to say 12 times 2, don't you? That's the easier way. 14 times 3, 15 times 5, and so forth. Well, that's what we're going to see on the next page. That's the formula. So if you want to, instead of adding these over and over, you can say 12 times 2 plus 14 times 3 plus 15 times 5 plus 18 times 2 plus 21 times 6. And that's the fast way to do it. So that gives us 303 all over 18. Okay, so what do we end up with there? We've got to do the division. We get 303 divided by 18 gives us 16.833333. Okay, and if we're going to round it, we'd say 16.8, right? Okay, so that is the mean there. Again, take a look at your data, and it may be even easier to do here graphically. 16, that number 16 is somewhere in the middle here of the data values. Okay, so that's it for page 1. Go on to page 2 of this section.